Hello, Internet. Welcome to the Sprocket Docket for February 26th, 2015. I'm Derek. We'll go down the list. We got a couple of new faces tonight. We've got Robert, who's always here.
Hello, I'm not new.
You have done every one now, right?
No, I missed
We
one.
figured that out?
No, I missed one.
You suck.
Yeah.
You suck. Just so you know. So we don't have the ladies here tonight to pick on Robert, so I think I might have to pick up the slack.
They weren't going to pick on me tonight. Was going to be nice to me night.
Do you really think they were not going to pick on you if they were here?
I was just gonna say. I mean, come on.
This is our new thing. Is just Robert. It's got. We also have Jerry, who's doing content for Dirty Sprocket now.
How's it going, guys? Listen to Millennials.
Yes, we'll have a link here in the video of the category page. It's got all of the Millennials podcasts. How many are you up to now, Jerry, on there?
How many episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, God. 10, I think.
So you have a nice backlog of stuff. If you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. There's a bunch of them on there to listen to, so make sure you do that. And we're kind of talking, the schedule is probably going to be kind of Tuesdays and Thursdays, you were thinking, Jerry?
Yep. Yeah, we're actually, because we'll be starting a spin-off from Millennials soon. I'll talk about that when we get to the project section.
Cool. Awesome. And then we've also got joining us is Ryan Brewer.
Hello. I'm Ryan Brewer. I do a lot of stuff for Magic Time Films.
Yes, if you follow our Facebook page, you'll have seen we've been promoting Ryan's show, Larry and the Monsters. And again, also you will find a link here down there for the newest episode of Larry and the Monsters. So we'll get in a little bit more in depth into that. But yeah, Ryan's a local filmmaker here. So
I try to be.
Starting to become, it's kind of weird. Is sometimes you always think you're like the only person doing things, and then now more and more you get out there like, oh no, there's tons of groups kind of doing very, very similar things, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's great actually, because I've always kind of felt alone for the longest time, and then now lots of people are starting to pop up, like Dirty Sprocket and a couple of people out of Rapid City, like Skydor Studios. They helped me make my first movie, and yeah, I had no idea that some of these groups even existed. And hello, here they are.
We're building up a whole community of like Black Hills filmmakers, which is neat. I like it.
It's nice having people, of people that you can go to and draw from and be like, hey, want to help out? And
Oh yeah, it's helpful just to get when you need a project going, to know somebody you can contact and be like, oh man, I need, I'm trying to find some actors or equipment or stuff like that. It's kind of, I think the more and more we can help each other out, the better. Makes it easier to actually make stuff.
Yeah, much easier.
So, cool. Well, we're going to talk about a few different projects we kind of got going currently before we get into our actual topic tonight. We'll have Sarah DeVries will be joining us here shortly. She just texted me. Yeah, I think we'll start with we've talked about this off and on, different dockets and on the site itself. Web series we created, we shot about a year and a half ago called Jupiter Mars. We shot a pilot for it. We're finishing up now, and hopefully by the end of March we will be launching a Kickstarter campaign to fund a whole season of Jupiter and Mars. So we're going to have a lot of information on the site coming soon. We're kind of in the process of creating a website for it, getting a Kickstarter video created, just all the stuff that's got to happen, even all the fun legalities of figuring out, where money goes and how it gets reported and all that fun stuff that I hate a lot. So, but we got to do all that. But yeah, very, very excited again. And I think here in the near future, once we have everything kind of cemented, we'll probably do in a docket, probably just on Jupiter and Mars. which could be fun. A lot of Dirty Sprocket members were involved. Robert's in it.
Yeah, that's me. I was in it.
You'll find him in the Mr. Modest.
Yeah, there's, yeah, Robert Modest. No. So, but anyways, yeah, Jupiter Mars. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it just because, until I get a couple of dates kind of cemented down, I don't want to say too much. But just keep an eye out. Some cool stuff coming for that. And then, yeah, Ryan, like I had said, he worked on the show Larry and the Monsters that we've been promoting and such. So, Ryan, if you want to talk about Larry and the Monsters a little bit.
Well, let's see. Larry and the Monsters. I don't know. What should I talk about? Am I talking about the show itself, or should I introduce the show?
Yeah, kind of let if somebody hasn't seen it yet, what's Larry and the Monsters about?
Well, Larry and the Monsters is about a down-on-his-luck bachelor who's cursed to live with second-rate monsters. And I play one of them, Vampire, and we all just basically make his life a living hell and have lots of fun doing it. And it's kind of it's a personal sort of like love project for me in particular, and it's one of the first things we started doing about 4 or 5 years ago when we first started making our own movies. And it was really, really bad back then, so we just decided to start it all over again, this time with a budget and better equipment and a little bit more gusto. So, thus, the new series of Larry and the Monsters is born. You can find it on YouTube. We just posted episode 4. Just posted it today. And it's actually one of my favorite episodes. I think people will really, really like it. So yeah, that's the show, and we're hoping to actually do our own Kickstarter here pretty soon to get season 2 made, and possibly future seasons as well. So I'll keep your eyes open for that for sure.
Yeah. Now, Robert and I, we went to you held a premiere in Lead here in the area a few weeks back. Robert and I were lucky enough to get to go, and you premiered the whole thing, so we've seen the whole show. Broken out, how many episodes is it going to be?
There's 6 episodes altogether.
Okay.
In the entire first season. We wanted to do more, but we figured we'd keep the first season short just in case, to save money for one. And we didn't want everybody to put too much time and effort into making this big, long season and then have it fail miserably or something like that. So.
Cool. No, it's a really great show. Sarah Wheaton and Chris Monroe, who's been on Dockets before and do stuff here on the site, they're both in it.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris did some behind-the-scenes stuff too, didn't he?
Yes. Well, pretty much everybody did behind-the-scenes stuff.
That's true.
At one point, everybody held that boom mic and pressed the record button on that recorder, so, or was holding the reflector, trying to get the light on somebody. So. But yeah, Chris did a lot of it. He helped us do location. He was locations manager. Got us our big location for the office and everything. So it was great. It was wonderful. Everybody did such a wonderful job too. Everybody was great.
Yeah, and Chris actually, him and Alex Anderson from the site, they're actually starting to work on a video project. They were hopefully going to shoot tonight, and that didn't end up happening. They ended up having to push it back. But yeah, keep an eye out for that too. Chris has got some stuff in the works.
Has Ann ever been on the docket?
Ann hasn't been on the docket, but she did write a post for us.
Oh, okay.
Been trying to get her on the docket. Ann was also in the show. Very funny. So, yeah, no, great show. Make sure you check it out again. Link down below. We'll have links to the episodes. Make sure to check it out. And, yeah, once you launch your Kickstarter, Ryan, we'll for sure get some information here on the site. Where's a great way to just maybe see some of your stuff besides YouTube? Like there's a Facebook page, right?
Yes, there's a Facebook fan page for both Magic Time Films and for Larry and the Monsters. And Larry and the Monsters does have its very own website, which is www.larryandthemonsterstheseries.com. And it's, yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Lots of different ways to check it out, so make sure you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, cool. And then Jerry, Millennials podcast. You want to talk about that for a little bit if somebody hasn't listened to it yet?
Yeah. Yeah, basically, I don't know how much you want me to give, so I'll just give the best comprehensive that I can. Basically, the podcast started out as a project my sister had for a mass communications class, and I was busy working at a hardware store, wanting to get a podcast going, and I helped her do this, the pilot, or well, episode 1, for one of her classes, and I was like, first question, I was like, can I swear? And she was like, no, you can't have any profanity. I was like, fuck. So I was like, all right, so I had to watch my mouth for the first episode, which, you know, it was only supposed to be a couple minutes. It ended up being 30, and I cut it down to 7 for her, and her instructor was like, okay, where's the rest of this? Like, I want to hear the full thing if this is a cut-down version. So they really liked it, and, you know, just from having that kind of approval and then losing a job, I was like, I got all kinds of free time now, so I was like, yeah, I'll just keep going with this, and I don't know, I've always been a fan of entertainment podcasts, Schmoes Know or AMC Movie Talk, especially Smodco, which I always give them a lot of credit each podcast because they kind of helped influence the format or lack thereof that I have. Yeah, it's just a great way to have a lot of fun, talk to interesting people. Sometimes I don't even talk about movies. Like, I'll have someone on to talk about politics, or had a local legend come in on one episode. He's kind of an enigma. So we had him on here, and that was a psychedelic mission from hell. But it was fun. So yeah, and we got more going on. Actually, I was using my wife as a stand-in for when I couldn't have a guest on, and those are the most popular episodes I've had so far. So I was like, well, I don't want to completely abandon having guests on and doing the movie talk kind of podcast. So I figured maybe I can just spin this off and do like a weekly with my wife. So like Tuesdays is the Millennials podcast, and starting next Thursday will be the first episode of Marriage, or hello, my name is Nico Montoya. You killed my podcast. Prepare to die. So, or as they would say, hello, my name is Nico Montoya. You killed my podcast. Prepare to die.
You gotta have that
So,
in front of every episode. You gotta have that.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. That will be not in the actual title, because that like gets way too long. So will not allow that.
Yeah.
Like, they already get long enough as it is, because they always say, and they're like, you know, you don't have to put the name of or your name in the title. I'm like, well, it's the title of the podcast. So I put it in there. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and it's gonna be going up next week with the very first episode of that. So it'll be on SoundCloud, on the Millennials page on SoundCloud, and also here on Dirty Sprocket. So the links for SoundCloud, I guess, and Dirty Sprocket will be down here.
Down there somewhere.
Gotcha.
Down in that general direction. Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
This is Sarah DeVries. She's been with Dirty Sprocket since pretty much the beginning, haven't you, Sarah?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, I think you were the first person who came in besides after Matt and Monty and Jesse and I.
Yeah, four of us.
Yeah. So yeah, we got started. We were just talking about some of our various projects and stuff. So you're just in time for the actual topic.
Okay.
So.
More movies I saw last year, but okay.
I think that's a good segue into our actual topic tonight. We were trying to figure out what to talk about, and Jerry suggested the Oscars since it just happened, and I think we all kind of got to talking and realized, and I think very few of us have actually seen many of them this year, so we decided to talk about what we would give out for our Oscars. So that's how that kind of evolved. We'll actually start out. We'll actually talk about the Oscars for a little bit here before we get into our own. Did anybody watch the Oscars this year?
This person.
Oh, you watched them?
Mm-hmm.
Were they any good? I was playing Dragon Age. I was in lazy, so.
Oh man.
Dragon Age. I don't know. I thought they were all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't watch it from the very beginning. I caught it right as the Everything Is Awesome song and dance performance was finishing up. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was the best. I've seen just that clip on YouTube a bunch.
Will Arnett, man. Will Arnett was great.
Yes, and he's wearing the Val Kilmer Batman suit.
Yeah.
I heard that. The actual Val Kilmer suit.
Actual one. It would have been better if he was wearing the Michael Keaton one with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Would have been great. But
the Michael Keaton can't turn his head at all. Of course, I think Val Kilmer's. I don't think he could turn his head either. So.
I don't think any of them could. Yeah.
I think
Not until Dark Knight.
Yeah.
He couldn't at first though.
Yeah, 'cause even in Batman Begins, they talk about it.
That's why. Yeah, they incorporated it into the script for The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to turn my head, make backing up the driveway easier. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would definitely make fighting crime a lot easier.
Yeah.
No, I thought the awards were interesting for the most part. I mean, I hadn't really seen any of the movies except for the one that should have won animated and should have been nominated.
Yeah, I think we'll get into that one because it was controversial.
Yeah.
But,
nominated for Best Song against Selma, for God's sakes.
Yeah, which I feel like this. I feel like Selma's song was a little bit of their makeup.
Yeah.
They didn't nominate him for like any.
I think they got Best
else.
Screenplay was a nomination that they had. They just didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, yeah, I think that was about it. And there was that was some controversy. There was a lot of people upset that it didn't get nominated for more. And they didn't even do the full 10 pictures this year.
Mm-hmm.
They only did 8.
Yep.
8 this year.
Well, that's because half the movies that were produced last year are comic book movies, and you can't have comic book movies at the Oscars. That's just bullshit.
Of course.
Well, no. Look at the visual effects Oscars. Those were all comic movies that were nominees for the most part.
Yeah, but that's like equal opportunity rule. That's like the one thing that they do to let the comic book movies. Is like, well, you've got pretty lights.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is like, you know what? If you can make a great movie, because that's what they're judging. They're judging of these movies, which is the greatest of these, you know, and not by box office results, just by like your own individual criteria as one of the 70,000 members of the voting block of the Academy.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they wanted to nominate, like say, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice next year, that would have to be the 2016 Oscars, but still, yeah, if you want to do that, if it is a movie that is Oscar caliber, or like, because it's that movie compared to the other nominees.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it could win if the other movies all are just terrible.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, it was apparently too. It was a really down year. I read too. Like viewership was down like 20% from last year.
I did not hear that actually.
Yeah, I think it. Well, again, I think it says something too, that even all of us here that enjoy movies and watch movies and stuff, I think very few of us saw the movies that got nominated. So I think that always matters when there's a year when there's a bunch of movies that people didn't go see.
Yeah.
The viewership
Well,
down. What were you saying?
I mean, there was stuff I would have gone to see if it had opened here.
That is
Living-
true.
Yeah, that was kind of the biggest problem with viewership was probably all the movies that were nominated, except I can't say American Sniper either way because I never saw it, didn't want to see it, but I did see the other ones and I thought they were all great, except for Selma I thought was a little flat, but for the most part they were all great movies, and you know just the availability in most theaters just. They weren't going to get them because they didn't think it was going to sell, and turns out, hey, they're the Oscar nominees for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I think somebody had mentioned earlier when we were talking before we started that they were pretty much all independent films
Yeah, there was probably the biggest movie. I think for sure the biggest movie out of the Best Picture crop was American Sniper, but it's not like that was actually a big movie to produce. It just made a ton of money. I think it actually Sniper. I think has gone on. I think it's Eastwood's biggest movie now.
Is it?
Yeah, next to
at least
Reno, I think.
Yeah, it's at least up there for him. So, but yeah, so no, a small year this year. Yeah, you didn't have a Return of the King or something like that this year. That's always when they have big numbers.
Apes on horses.
I like that.
Yeah. Someday they're going to create the Oscar so they can give it to Andy Serkis.
Yeah, a mocap Oscar.
They'll just create their own so they can just give it to him. He'll be all the nominees.
Honestly, I really do think that that's going to have to be a category one of these days. I mean, really.
Dude, actually, I wrote that down. I was like, I am going to talk about that. That needs to be a thing.
Oh yeah, more and more that is happening with it, you kind of have to, start looking at that stuff. Even, like my favorite movie of last year was Guardians of the Galaxy, which was never going to be nominated for any of the big stuff. But like Rocket Raccoon was an awesome character and a great performance. I think though the only thing that kind of hurts that stuff is it's collaborative, but I think with that there is so much of other people involved, not just the actor. Because even with like mocap, you still have animators that are still doing a lot of actual animation with those characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're just using that mocap as kind of that base, and then they're still doing a lot of animation. So I wonder if that's... I've kind of heard that in the past. It's always been one reason why people tend to ignore those performances, at least Oscar-wise.
Well, it's like
feel
they've
like it's
got
not their performance.
Well, they've got the visual effects Oscar though. There's that, and the whole team goes up pretty much, or at least the main engineers that are heading the team at least go up. So it's like 3 or 4 people. Yeah. So I mean, you still if there's that kind of recognition, it's like why not at least go to like the mocap team, because it's becoming a lot much like bigger of a thing when it comes to like bringing a live performance to life with CG.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're always making such a big deal too out of how the actors really bring the characters to life.
Yeah.
Through their facial performances and through their voices. Like everybody talked up and down about Cumberbatch's performance as Smaug. And yeah, I mean it's. And then of course Andy Serkis always gets talked about whenever mocap comes up, and it must be. I mean, I personally think that from an acting standpoint, that has to be a difficult thing to turn a performance, to turn in a performance for a digital character.
Oh God, yeah. It's always the best behind-the-scenes footage because they look so fucking ridiculous and like they're gray pajamas.
Yeah, did you see the one with the turtles? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wearing them stupid pajamas with the big thing in their back, walking down the. Man, they're lucky they didn't get their asses kicked every time they stepped outside.
And they should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think other actors should be nominated if you have to work with the mocap for your performances. You should get extra recognition for that. If you could take them seriously in their gray pajamas.
Did any of you guys see Grudge Match? With Stallone and what's his name? Well, there's
De Niro.
With De Niro. There's a scene where Stallone and De Niro are doing the mocap thing for a video game, for a boxing video game, and they get in a real kind of a fight, and it's just funny as shit. Watch these guys getting this tussle with these green things on their head, and it's a hoot.
There's a movie called Holy Motors where there's a simulated sex scene that's mocap, where they show them doing the mocap while they're doing it, and then they show the end result, and they make them these weird dragon creatures. It's a weird French movie, but it's pretty good actually. It's worth taking a look at. It's on Netflix. So.
What is it called?
Holy Motors.
Holy Motors.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff about Holy Motors. I haven't actually.
Spoiler alert! Just for the sake of your own eyes, there is a fully erect male penis in that movie at one point.
It's French, so.
It's Eva Mendes, actually.
Not too long ago. I'm not really worried about it.
That was it.
I've seen enough fully erect male penis to last me for the rest of my life. So.
That could be a category.
Hi, Sarah.
Oscars.
Hi.
That needs to be a category, and every year it's Watchmen. It's the giant digital blue.
Yeah, yeah.
Every year. Somebody had to animate that.
Yeah, they had to animate its motion.
That was a team of people for, I'm sure for a year their job was animating a giant blue penis.
Research they had to do for it.
Yeah, did they mocap that? Mocap.
All right, so somebody's gonna have to take their pants off.
Hey, Zack Snyder is anything if not detailed. He put pretty much that whole comic in that movie.
I remember hearing an interview about that where they were describing the conversation they had trying to decide how big it was going to be. Like, we don't want porn style big. like they had that conversation. Like, well, how big should we make this thing?
Oh my God, this conversation has devolved. We're talking about the Oscars.
This character that's already essentially a god, and it's just like, don't make people feel bad,
It started with mocap, and now we're talking about giant.
Yeah, there you go.
Give the omnipotent guy an average penis.
All right, well, we'll
Clear to move on, Captain.
Yeah, we'll get back on topic here. So, as far as being total armchair Academy members, since we didn't see a lot of it, how did we feel about the Oscar picks this year? At least what won and what nominated. We were talking about the big snub of somehow the Lego Movie wasn't nominated for Best Animated.
Mm-hmm. But How to Train Your Dragon 2 was.
Yeah.
I liked that one.
It's fun, but
Don't be knocking that movie.
Like Big Hero 6, I just watched that last night, and I was like, all right, doesn't feel as much of a snub now, because that was a really good movie.
Yeah, I heard good things about that one.
I like that one.
I didn't see it yet.
I haven't seen it either.
The Lego Movie. They should win an Oscar just because there's no way that should have worked. It should have been terrible, awful, god-awful piece of shit.
Yeah.
They should get an award just for making that work as a movie.
Well, and just, I mean, the stylistic choice, too, that they went with to make it look like stop motion, even though it was CG.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's supposed to be all about style. That's one of the reasons why movies like Birdman gets nominated, because it's a very stylistic film. It's good, I'm sure, but part of what makes it good is its style, and to me that with the Lego Movie that should have counted for something.
Yeah. I think some of my favorite parts is when they went even real low. Well, if I like Morgan Freeman's ghost character, and he's just on a string.
Yeah.
I love that. That was so great.
No. Spaceship! Oh, so you're saying that we don't need a spaceship like this one that I just built for you guys? Oh, no, that's cool. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just such a like there were bits of it that were just like so quaint. It was just like the perfect movie.
Yeah. No. Loved Lego Movie.
It was in so many ways. Like it was the first movie I got to take my oldest son to in the theater. He'd never been to the theater before that. And he's 4 years old. Got to go see that in the theaters, and he just loved it. Mm-hmm. And I actually got a little teary-eyed towards the end there when with the whole stuff with Will Ferrell and his son, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is perfect. This is great. There was no better movie I could have possibly brought my son to for his first movie, and he loved it. It was great, and I think maybe that's part of the reason why I'm a little more biased towards the other movies that were nominated, because it's like that one was so much more special to me. And I haven't seen any of the other ones, so.
Yeah. Yep. I gotta say, I was just excited, and this is probably shitty because I haven't actually seen it, but I have no desire to see Boyhood at all, and I was happy it did win.
I was surprised it didn't win because everybody was talking it up.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
talking
I'm shocked.
about it. You could see it, you will change your mind. Trust me.
I need to see it.
I thought it sounded interesting.
Yeah.
Besides the fact they were slower than shit in filming it,
Yeah.
is it a good story? I mean, is there something
Yeah.
worth watching there, or is it?
Yeah, like I don't know if you grew up in like the lower middle class or like below that, which that was my childhood, and you end up with like broken home and all that crap. Like there's a lot of stuff that really will resonate with you. Like my wife, who grew up in the middle class with parents together and all that, she still was able to pull value from it. So it's still relatable on levels that you normally wouldn't be able to resonate with.
Yeah.
The
I'm
story's
sure
great.
I'll have to check it out someday.
But I think my biggest problem with the Oscars was, and this is not because I have any problem with the content of this movie, because as I've said before, I haven't seen it. But American Sniper wasn't released until January.
Yeah,
I don't think that a movie
really
released in January belongs in the 2015 in the Oscars for 2014 movies.
Mhm.
That's been, one of my issues with them for years is like if a movie came out before Christmas, it doesn't exist half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that award season that it's time to dump all the Oscar movies.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of something that bothered me about this nomination thing is they nominated American Sniper, but like my pick for Best Picture for this year was Soul Survivor, which I think is an excellent movie.
Yeah, that was that Mark Wahlberg, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Knock.
It's one good movie this year.
that was a great movie, man. That was a heart-wrenching movie.
I think though part of it is Eastwood's got the pedigree.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It feels like if you've been nominated before, you're more likely to get nominated again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Eastwood, just that name in and of itself is probably one of the reasons why it got nominated.
I think so. I mean, I've heard good things about it. I haven't seen it. It's one I want to see, but yeah, it kind of feels like it's Eastwood.
All I know is my Facebook newsfeed turned into freaking Jonestown when this thing got released. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I don't want to prejudge it, but I swear, if I never hear the phrase national hero again, it will be too soon. I swear.
Yeah, that had its own mini controversy with American Sniper. People not liking it and people liking it too much. And honestly, I feel like both sides of the people are wrong without having seen it. But being an Eastwood movie, like, I don't feel like it's going to be overly pro-war or anti-war. It's an Eastwood movie. But I mean, people see it. Like, I've seen people look at it and be like, "This is totally such a a pro-war kind of movie," or this, and I've seen other people, no, this is so anti. And it's like, you guys saw the same fucking movie.
Like people say like it's trying to justify like the Iraq War and stuff like that, and I just asked a veteran, like my dad. I talked to him and he was like, at least this guy got to tell his story. My shit's still classified. Like, yeah. Like, you're lucky, dude. You got to at least tell your story, and like you got to remember there's so much from like the American military, especially like our conflicts in the Middle East going back to like 1972 even, that like we don't know about and won't probably know about for another 50 years. Yeah. So like really the like anyone's view on like whether the Iraq War was justified or not or any of that, they don't have access to all the information. So like basically none of us are able to really have a solid opinion on that. So I say that argument's out the door of it, like, oh, well, it justifies the Iraq War. I'm like, who gives a shit? It's a movie. Yeah. Was it a good movie? That's what the Academy is about. Was it a good movie? And was it better than this, or this?
See, and that's what everybody kept telling me that had seen it, like that was not disappointed by the fact that it lost. They said that it was a good movie, but it wasn't really an Oscar-winning movie. Now, sound-wise, yeah, because it won sound. and said the sound was great, but otherwise the movie was just a good movie, a good war movie, basically.
Yeah, they got an award for sound mixing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it, from what I've heard, is it's very much a performance movie.
Mm-hmm.
That Bradley Cooper's really, really good in it, but there maybe isn't a whole ton else there beyond the one performance. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
And the fake baby, that's so obviously fake if you've seen those clips.
I've seen the clips of the fake
Like,
baby.
he actually literally moves its arm with his hand.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's so bad.
That is funny.
Hold on, I need to hold my fake baby. Now make sure you make it move just plenty so it looks nice and realistic. Thank you.
I'm sure, though, knowing the way Eastwood shoots movies, that's not surprising, because Eastwood's all about, like, 1 or 2 takes and you're moving on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I bet somebody on set was like, oh, I think this movie looks like shit. And Eastwood's like, fuck it.
We're moving on.
We're moving on. We got to make this movie in 2 weeks. This is our timetable. We will finish this movie in 2 weeks.
We need to find a steakhouse quick. We got about 5 minutes left.
So, anyway, well, I think that's probably enough talking about the actual Oscars. So now let's start talking about our Oscars. What we would have picked, what we would have thought would have been. And you know what? And just like the Oscars, I feel like the things we think about, if it's a little older than it should be or a little newer than it should be, we could throw it in, because the Oscars obviously don't give a shit about dates.
Yeah, I know, right?
So we could do that. I don't feel bad about that. So let's back up and let's talk about actors. Let's talk about best actors. Who do we think was the best out of the last year, supporting or best? You know, if we were giving away an acting award, who would it go to? I think mine would be, and this is just being because I loved the movie so much, I would give Chris Pratt an award, because I thought he was great in Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it had the right amount of all the stuff I wanted to see. You know, it had some heart. His performance did. It was funny, dramatic. It hit all the high points for me. And someday I just want to have Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec have an Oscar.
Yes.
So we could put that in front, that he's an Oscar winner. So not that he ever would be for that movie, but if I gotta go with what I thought was the best out of the last year, I would totally give it to Chris Pratt.
I think I'm actually quite happy with J.K. Simmons winning. So I think I would definitely pick J.K. Simmons, just because I enjoy watching him do anything. Even his good insurance commercials, I love watching him. So I thought that was a good choice.
Actually, best supporting actor.
Well, yeah.
And then that's fine, too. We'll lump.
Yeah.
I picked Jake Gyllenhaal for Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. I want to see that so bad.
That's a really good movie.
It's good.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
He plays kind of a creepy creep in that one. He does a really good job.
I wonder if that's Jake Gyllenhaal. He's been creepy in a lot of movies. Maybe he's just really fucking creepy in real life. We just don't know.
I'm sure plenty of them are like that.
It is Hollywood. You never know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, Ryan. I really want to see Whiplash. That's on my list of stuff I really want to see. But I love J.K. Simmons. He's great in everything. So
Yeah.
I was happy to see him get a. I think one of his best performances I think I've ever seen was in his small part in Up in the Air from a few years ago. He's barely in it, but man, he was good in it.
Yeah. I really enjoyed him in Juno. I thought he was great in Juno.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course, as J.J. Jameson.
Burn After Reading.
Yeah, Burn After Reading, he's great in that. Yeah, he should win an award just for being J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, J.J. Jameson.
He should win an award for just being J.K. Simmons at this point. Because he's just he's just so good in everything he does. Like, just name it, and it's like, tell me he gave a bad performance.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's my favorite thing about Marvel going to be rebooting Spider-Man again, is maybe we can get J.K. Simmons back in as J. Jonah Jameson.
It's a possibility. It's
Please
been
happen.
long enough that, like, just do it differently, slightly differently.
Yeah. Just please make that happen, Marvel.
Yes, please.
I think for me, best actor. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, as much as I love J.K., I have not seen Whiplash yet, so I'm just going on the ones I've seen. It would be Ralph Fiennes for Grand Budapest Hotel.
That was a good movie.
Yes, it was.
That was awesome.
It's actually one of the only Oscar winners I did see.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Same here. And I know it's, yeah, we were talking about stop motion, it's kind of on the fence, but I would tie it with Ralph Fiennes and Andy Serkis for Planet of the Apes, because there's really not a lot of people that can do what he can do. Mm-hmm. And he was amazing in that movie.
So believable, yeah.
Ha! My boss tells me to quit monkeying around all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. I'm super clever.
And then for supporting actor, and this is kind of, I'm technically putting him in supporting, would be Michael Fassbender for Frank. That movie completely blew me away. I was
seriously cast Michael Fassbender in anything.
Well, yeah.
I really would. I love Michael Fassbender.
We're remaking Jaws. Who's going to be the shark?
Yes.
I think we have old podcasts from years ago with Sarah talking about Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
In our archive somewhere.
I'm very much in love with him, I admit.
Does it get appropriate or inappropriate at times, or I'll have to go back and watch?
Oh, yeah.
I think he played probably my favorite character in Inglourious Bastards. I really like.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't know. I think my favorite was Stiglitz, but yeah.
Stiglitz was
They
good.
were all right.
Say goodbye. Say auf Wiedersehen to your Nazi balls. Yes. That's great. I don't know. Yeah, for my actor choices, Bill Murray for St. Vincent for best lead actor. If you haven't seen it, I am actually going to be posting. That's tonight that I'd have to put that up, but I will have that up tonight. Actually, an audio review of the movie St. Vincent, so you can get an idea of what it was about.
Awesome.
And then for supporting actor, Josh Brolin in Inherent Vice, where he plays this cop. Who, what did they call him? Can't remember. His character had this nickname that was hilarious, and he was basically kind of Joaquin Phoenix's bitch. So it was pretty good.
I really wanted to see Inherent Vice, but again, like Sarah was talking about earlier, our problem of it didn't come around.
Yeah.
It's on DVD now, I think.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to watch this.
Like my Netflix list looks like a hoarder's bedroom. It's.
Reach into the choir.
I think there's more movies in there than I can ever physically possibly watch.
Yeah, I love when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he catches a lot of shit, but I would say for supporting actor, I went with Shia LaBeouf in that stupid tank movie.
Fury?
Fury, which wasn't stupid. That was a great movie.
You just called him
that stupid tank movie. I mean.
You gotta remember when
Shia LaBeouf.
When Shia LaBeouf isn't trying to kill you, he's doing good stuff like Charlie Countryman. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
that
actually
weird
pretty
music
good
video.
actor.
That really creepy music video with like a 12-year-old.
That was fucked.
That was weird.
That's weird.
I didn't get it. I think, I watched it, and a lot of people tell me it was amazing, and I guess I watched it. I was like, I just don't get it.
The look on your face is implying that we got it too. Don't look at me, man. I didn't get it either.
I feel like it could be one of those things. It's my litmus test for people who are being assholes. Is if people will come and tell you that they can explain Mulholland Drive, I immediately distrust that person. That's gonna be my new thing too. If somebody tells me they understood Shia LaBeouf's music video, I will immediately distrust them on everything because I don't think you can understand it.
Mulholland Drive is about how Hollywood is a cesspool that destroys the concepts of love and innocence. Or not.
Yeah, and now we don't trust you.
Yeah, I mean, I get the general principle of Mulholland Drive, and then there's just shit that happens. Like, I don't know I can't comprehend any of this that's happening.
It's not my favorite from Lynch.
No.
By any.
Nor mine. I'm a big Lynch fan, but that one kind of, it's all right as far as Lynch goes. But I've watched it enough times now to where I might be able to explain it. I don't think I could ever make you understand it.
I'm a bigger fan of his hair than I am Mulholland Drive.
I am looking forward to the new Twin Peaks, though.
Yes, I hope it is good. It's got Kyle MacLachlan again, so it can't be all bad.
Well, what's the next category we got here? We got
all right. Let's talk about actresses. Best and supporting. Let's talk about who we liked the best over the last year, because I didn't see any of the stuff that any of the ladies got nominated for the actual ones. I do want to see Birdman because Emma Stone got nominated.
Yeah, she's always cool.
Yeah, but other than that,
did Amy Adams get nominated for you guys?
Nope.
Then I don't think she did.
No.
No. And I really want to see that movie.
yeah, that looked like a good one. Meryl Streep got nominated because Meryl Streep has to be nominated.
Yeah.
Every year.
The bylaws.
She
Yeah.
will eat your baby if you don't nominate her. She's there in the crowd.
Yeah.
Holding your baby like...
Your fake baby.
holding your fake baby, yeah. Bradley Cooper's like, no, don't!
So, yeah, okay, so that's kind of what those were, and but what did we like?
I think Rose. Go ahead.
It was from 2013, but I saw it last fall, so I mean,
So it
I
counts.
really loved June Squibb's performance in Nebraska. It was really fantastic. I loved her in that. So I guess that would be my pick.
She was in my town when they did the premiere here in Norfolk.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
She was good. I actually just watched Nebraska a week ago. Finally watched it.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
I picked Rosamund Pike. Rose. However you say her damn name. Rosamund Pike for Gone Girl. That was a good movie, and she
Yeah.
was creepy as shit.
It's creepy.
And she did actually get nominated, so.
Hmm.
Hey, and just so you know, Derek, what's her name was right about the entire movie in her review.
Natalie?
Yes,
Oh.
every spoiler that she posted was right on the money.
All right, don't say anything here because I haven't seen it yet.
You're not supposed to put that in the review.
I highly suggest you go read a review you can find on Dirty Sprocket from the author Natalie Pope.
Watch the movie first.
That was her first one.
Watch the movie first because I actually just started reading the book.
There you go. Yeah. So Rosamund Pike. She's been great in a lot of stuff.
I like her.
She's kind of been smaller kind of background for a while, but now she's really seemed to get a much bigger name because of Gone Girl. She was even in that Bruce Willis movie about robots, wasn't she?
Surrogates,
Oh.
yeah, she was in that.
Surrogate, yeah, she was in that.
Damn, that was a totally totally forgettable film.
Yeah, not bad, but yeah, Rosamund Pike. Yeah, I'm trying to think, and I feel awful, and this maybe says something, as there's always talks every year about the Best Actress category, that there's maybe not enough great roles for women, and I feel like that there's a lot of truth maybe to that, because I'm struggling.
I am too, actually.
A lot of the stuff I saw was either ensemble pieces or, male lead.
Right.
Yeah, don't feel bad, dude. I watched most of these movies, and I still had to go through my folder of films and TV to go through, look at titles of all right, who was the female lead in that? So I was just forgettable performance. Shit,
Yeah.
who am I gonna have?
Yeah.
I actually had Sasha Grey on my short list for Open Windows, and she's a porn star, but she gave a really good performance.
She did, actually.
She's dead in Russia. Didn't you read about that?
What?
There's some thing. People said that she quit. She became a nurse, went to Russia, and was helping the rebels over there, and got killed. It was
So, just like Morgan Freeman's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know where people keep hearing that I've died, but I'm still
Blow
here.
the progressive girl is dead.
I heard that one. Yeah.
She's busy for a dead person. They
Yeah, I know, right?
not putting those commercials anytime.
Well, so is Sasha Grey. I actually follow her on Facebook because I admire her art.
At least you don't follow her online. Like, the reason why she took that role. Like, literally following her around and like, where's she
Right,
at
yeah.
now?
I
I'm
don't
just
know, I
with
can
my
think of, like,
computer,
a-
I can see you.
I can think of one that I think should have won an award from previous ceremonies, and that would have been Rooney Mara. I really think she should have won for Girl with the Dragon Tattoo because I thought she did great for the American version of that movie.
that was a great movie.
I didn't see it.
Fincher.
Yeah, well, and she had to go up against Naomi Rapace pretty much, because that was the most recent performance.
Mhm.
And she did a good job. So, like, it was, like, so close together that, yeah, you really had to give a kick-ass performance, and she did it.
Yeah, and she did. She totally delivered. And I can remember actually seeing her face when she didn't win. There was a little bit of crushed in that face,
Oh.
when she didn't get it. It's like, I totally got naked and did all sorts of really, really crazy sex stuff in this movie and didn't win the award.
A lot of times that's when you get it.
I simulated rape
Yeah.
and didn't win the award.
That is funny because a lot of times it's horrible, but it's it's always the joke is get naked or get ugly to win the award.
It's so true.
It is. It's terrible, but there's a lot of truth to it.
That's why comic book movies will never win because
Right.
everybody is big-breasted and beautiful.
Right.
That's just not going to work because they can't get naked.
You know who I would actually say, and she had a big year, and I haven't seen her other two movies, but I really want to. I thought, again, it's a comic book movie, because that's probably mostly what I saw last year, but Scarlett Johansson in Winter Soldier I thought was fantastic this past year. And I really want to see Under the Skin.
Not a good
Yeah.
movie.
Did you see
Not a good
Scarlett
movie.
Johansson and Don John?
The what one?
Did you see Scarlett Johansson and Don John?
No, I didn't see Don John.
That one's on Netflix. I highly recommend it. It's actually
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good. She's
Wasn't too bad.
quite transformed in it. I was very impressed.
Well, I remember, talking about old podcasts, I remember talking on a podcast about Iron Man 2 when it came out that I was pissed that they gave it to Scarlett Johansson. I was like, she's terrible. But man, I've come 180 on her. I think the stuff I've seen her in recently, I think she's really good. And like I said, it's not that it's ever going to be recognized anywhere, but I thought she was fantastic in Winter Soldier.
Mhm.
I really loved her performance in that.
Yeah. Well, people are just stepping it up a lot more now. Even like Channing Tatum is doing much better work than he was when, what was it, Step Up, I think, was like when we first became aware of that terrible era of his acting. But like, it's kind of just like all the other podcasters, movie podcasts and stuff, they all agree. Like, just look at the box office. People are paying to see good movies. 50 Shades excluded, but people are paying good money to see good movies, so the actors who are in those movies are having to step it up a lot more. So
yeah. So yeah. I feel awful, but does anybody have any other thoughts for actress?
I did find a couple actually.
Okay.
For Best Actress, Tessa Thompson for Dear White People, awesome performance.
I
thought
that was a good
great.
movie.
And for Best Supporting Actress, I think Emma Stone should have got that. She was an actual nominee, and she should have got Best Supporting.
Mm-hmm. I think another really great female performance this year. Again, man, I need to go watch some smaller movies. The only thing I've been watching lately is this big stuff. But Emily Blunt in Edge of Tomorrow. This year.
That one I did see. Yeah, she was really good in that.
Yeah, she was really fantastic.
It was not the most complex role, but she was really good. And Tom Cruise was really good in it.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of shockingly good.
I liked Renee Russo in Nightcrawler. I thought she did a great job in that one.
I really need to see Nightcrawler. That's on my list of stuff I want to see. All right. Anything else before we move on?
What's next? Animated, I think.
Yeah, let's talk animated. I think we touched on it.
Are we all in agreement that it's Lego Movie?
It's the Lego movie.
It's
Consensus that we're all gonna say.
How to Train Your Dragon is better.
Oh.
No. Lego movie.
I'm just gonna go silent on that note.
Lego movie.
There wasn't a single dragon in the Lego movie. The Lego movie can kiss my ass.
Here's how to Train Your Dragon 2. Okay. Apparently, they're not very good at training dragons because in this how-to video, they needed to do it in 2 parts. So apparently, they're not very good at training their dragons.
Every instructional video comes in 2 parts, and everybody knows that.
Fair dues. Fair dues.
What were you saying, sir?
There's it's based on a series of books, so I don't know how many books there are. There could be a dozen.
It is true.
If them books come in audio format, I'm downloading them fuckers.
Okay, so it isn't even original.
No.
Yeah, that should be an adapted work because there actually is a category for adapted screenplays. I think they should have to do that if they're gonna have a an animated feature or anything. It should fall under the adapted category if it is adapted from a book.
Yes. See, what else? What else was there for animated? Because this year was Big Hero 6 1, Box Trolls, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Song of the Sea, and The Tale of Princess Kaguya.
Now,
The Tale of Princess Kaguya was really, really good, actually.
Okay.
I don't know about them other ones, but Big Hero 6 was an okay movie. That was a pretty decent flick. But Box Trolls was better, just because that was a stop-motion picture. That was a damn good movie.
Yeah, Box Trolls looked pretty good. That's on my list as well. I love stop motion.
There's a lot more art in Box Trolls than there was in the other one, I thought.
See, if you'd asked me 2 years ago, best animated picture, I'm 23. I don't watch animated movies. I'm fucking stupid. Then I saw Toy Story 3, and I was like, "Am I crying right now? I'm crying. Okay, this is happening." Yeah, all right. There's validity in these movies, so yeah, I've been soaking up more animated stuff now, and yeah, actually.
I think it's almost funny that Frozen wasn't nominated.
I thought it was. I thought that was the previous year's winner, actually.
Did it win last year? Was it on last year? Oh, maybe it was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a 2013 flick.
Yeah. I know at least Let It Go, I think, got an Oscar.
Yeah. Oh, that was last year. Yeah, never mind. I'm stupid. Okay. Forgot about that. So never mind. I didn't like Frozen, honestly. Tangled is way better for Disney stuff.
I agree with you on that one. I was surprised by how much I love Tangled.
Tangled was great. I love that one.
I just want to see 2 heavily bearded men with horn-rimmed glasses in a coffee shop arguing the points between which one was better, Frozen or Tangled. Yeah.
I would fight somebody over that. Tangled is way better.
And then, could you refill my apple juice, please, waitress?
You laugh, but I'll bet $1 that shit's happened.
I know, that's the best part about it.
Well, I think that does the animated. That was pretty easy.
That was quick.
Let's go on to, because we're getting kind of close here, around our hour mark. Let's talk Best Picture. What was our Best Picture? What should have won? What should have been nominated? What do we think about Best Picture?
I don't know what should have won, just because I can't say in terms of, I haven't seen the other ones. I did love Grand Budapest Hotel though. So I wouldn't have minded seeing it win.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, otherwise I can't really think of what I would have liked to have seen win, though.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Soul Survivor.
What was that?
Soul Survivor.
I need to see that one then.
That was
very highly of it, Robert.
That should have been the nominee.
I read the book first, or listened to the audio version of the book first. And I gotta tell you, that was probably the hardest book I've ever had to to get through. I mean, that was a heart-wrenching story, and the way that that guy tells his stories, it's not from the point of view of, you know, I'm a hero that went through this. This guy was like, I was crying like a baby the entire time. You know, it was just amazing what those guys went through, and when you're watching the movie, especially after reading the book, I mean, you know anyway what happens to these guys, but then you read this book and you know in much greater detail. It's a lot more gruesome in the book than it was in the movie, but just what them poor bastards went through just trying to get off that damn hill. And you know, I haven't seen, you know, the other one, the sniper one or whatever, but Soul Survivor deserved a lot more praise than what it got.
Okay.
Well, I know I'm very excited to see Birdman. Like, I was happy to see it win just because it looks really interesting and looks really good. So, like, I'm kind of okay with that winning. I'm trying to think of what I... Like, what I like the best
Keep knocking on me.
from last year, which I guess it's about, it would be Guardians of the Galaxy. But the director of Guardians of the Galaxy had an interesting thing. He had a comment, because a lot of people, kind of before the Oscars, there was kind of a big hubbub of people were kind of really knocking on superhero movies and stuff. And he wrote a really good post. He's like, that's fine if you don't wait, but he's like, but don't say that just because it's a bigger movie that we're not putting in a ton of love into this stuff. And I think you can see that in Guardians of the Galaxy of how James Gunn, I think, is a great director. Like, I would retroactively give him an Oscar for Super, because I think Super is an amazing movie a couple years ago. But yeah, I think it gets overlooked. I think sometimes because I think people think that there's kind of this conception that these aren't passion projects. People don't, you know, this is paycheck kind of movies. And I don't think that's always the case. I think sometimes these movies get overlooked, or at least for awards. You know, they make all the money, so I guess they don't really care. But yeah, so.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy was a really good movie, but I don't think it was weighty enough emotionally to be Oscar caliber myself.
Well, I don't think it always needs to be.
Yeah, why can't a lighthearted movie win, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I'd love to see more comedies win. They very rarely do, or they have to be very dramedy to win. It's the only way they will. But so, any other thoughts? Best Picture?
I saw most of these, so most of the nominees and a shit ton of other movies. But hands down, I had to say Whiplash. It was just that good. I mean, it's hard to find a movie that just, like, the beats on it are perfect, the pacing is great, the acting's great. Miles Teller blew us away by showing he actually can act for once. And yeah, it was just so good. Hands down, Best Picture. With the honorable mention, though, for Tusk, because Kevin Smith has severely improved in like, you know, from like trying to cop out and fucking, what was that, Jersey Girl, you know, getting away from Miramax and doing his own thing. And I loved Red State, but it's like Tusk, he's finally getting into his wheelhouse now, and I thought that was a pretty good movie. I think it should have an honorable mention there, because he's never going to get an Oscar. It's not going to happen.
No.
But yeah, like a Razzie honorable mention, pretty much. It wasn't the worst.
It was better than Clerks 2.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but.
Cool. Well, I think.
Well, again,
Oh.
I mean, again, just going by the 4 movies I saw this year, it's. I was okay with Grand Budapest winning. My picks would have been either Grand Budapest or Frank.
I really want to see.
Grand Budapest is not my favorite thing that Anderson has done, but I think it's the most ambitious thing that he's done. So I really enjoyed it, and Faint was perfect in it.
I'm still a Bottle Rocket guy.
Oh, going way back.
That's way back.
Well, all right. I think that maybe kind of wraps that up. Anybody have any last thoughts on the Oscars before we shut down for the night?
Spaceship.
They should give an Oscar to just that performance of Everything is Awesome, because that was awesome.
Was Interstellar nominated for anything at all?
It won for Best Visual
Yeah.
Effects.
Also, I will say this: they need to either give Roger Deakins a trophy or just stop adding him to the list.
Yes.
I'm sick of it.
He should win every year.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't.
And
do
Dick
anything.
Poop should have definitely gotten Best Screenwriter.
Oh, Dick Poop. Yes. No, Deakins is amazing.
Says it all, really.
All right. Well, yeah. So Oscars are done. We'll see what starts vying. We're gonna have no idea what's gonna be for next year because, like Sarah said, it's we're not gonna see any Oscar movies until December before we will see anything that will be nominated. So
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars will never get nominated because it's sci-fi. So
Yeah. Yeah. Sci-fi does not do well.
It will
Fantasy
get
has a better
nominated.
track record than sci-fi does.
it'll get nominated for best special effects, and that's it.
Yep.
No, it'll get nominated for best score also.
Oh
You
yeah.
think, you think Williams is gonna pull it out for episode 7?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. It's those movies. They always get the small. They get nominated for the other stuff like makeup.
Well, hey, Return of the King. Didn't they get Best Picture?
Yeah, I think that was just because they had to. Well, they nominated. Fellowship got nominated for a ton, and Two Towers got nominated for a ton, and then that came, and I think they're just like, God damn it, just here.
It's like, this is the year nothing else really came out that was better than this, so
Yeah.
here's your Oscar. Here's your
I
Oscar.
think-
Go fuck yourself.
I think it kind of has a distinction if they didn't have any actors nominated for Return of the King.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. McKellen, at least.
I don't know if he was actually nominated. Tons of nominations for everything, but they didn't really have any acting nominations. So, yeah, we'll see which actor does a biopic so they can get an Oscar next year, because that's about the quickest way to get one. Do a biopic, you'll get nominated.
Yeah.
Because how many? Yeah, there's a few of them nominated this year.
Jason Segel, probably. He's going to be playing David Foster Wallace.
Yes, he's gonna get nominated. He will get
Yeah.
nominated because he's playing against type and he's in a biopic.
Who's he playing?
David Foster Wallace. Wrote Infinite Jest.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 of the 5 actors nominated this year were in biopics. So, there you go. Michael Keaton was the only one playing not a real person.
Who's playing himself, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. They could have just been Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're winding down here. So yeah, this was fun, guys. It was good. We bunch of new people on tonight, which is always good for the docket. Again, check below. We'll have links to stuff. But yeah, no, thank you guys for coming on tonight.
Pleasure to meet you guys. Thanks for bringing me into the Dirty Sprocket family. You guys are great. Couldn't ask for better people to work with. So.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. We're full on welcome aboard, even Jerry. Even though we've posted your stuff for a couple of weeks, but now that we actually get to see you, yeah, welcome aboard.
And thank you kindly for having me on the docket. I want to do it again.
Absolutely. Well, I'm hoping we'll probably be doing another one here in a couple of weeks. We're supposed to kind of be on an every other week schedule. It doesn't always end up being that way, but hopefully here in 2 weeks we'll be back again with a new docket. So
We've actually held pretty close to that, with the exception of a couple weeks ago.
yeah, we kind of had a gap for a while, but other than that, we've done pretty good. So, alrighty, well, have a great night. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you at the next docket. Goodbye.
Adios.